Happy Friday and welcome to My Truth, Your Truth, Someone's Truth. Happy holidays, everybody. Getting ready for this amazing holiday coming up this weekend. And I'm Tammy Harlib, a.k.a. Reutman, and I am with my co-host who is amazing the majority of the time.
Well, I appreciate that. I was wondering if there's going to be any praise in there. But praise to you. I'm appreciative. It's been a great year. I'm excited for today's show. Today we're brought by LBC Law Group, as always, doing personal injury and business litigation, as well as
Danius Dynamics, where we do group and individual hypnotherapy, where we help people create the life that they want from the inside out.
Well, and thank goodness that is what you do for a living.
That's
today,
what I do for a hobby.
That's what you do for it. Well, luckily you found a hobby that you can turn into a career.
Yeah.
And it
very
helps a whole lot of people, myself included. And for today's show, I think we have a really special treat. You're going to be able to walk us through essentially a hypnotherapy session, which is something I've benefited from personally. So I'm really excited for the audience to hear this. And I got to give a shout out to Sam Novak. He was originally scheduled to be on today, but being the generous, kind soul that he is, he agreed to be a little flexible. We're going to get him on in the next few weeks. But we thought it was really important today to have a hypnotherapy session because I do feel, myself included, that there's a lot of struggles going on emotionally during the season, during the end of the year. It's been a wild year and a wild few years. And so we thought, both you and I, that it would be an amazing opportunity to walk people through a hypnotherapy session today to try to level some folks up and give them the benefit of this.
Yeah, and to bring down some of the emotions. The emotions have been intense. It's been a very intense emotionally and energetic year for a lot of people. And I know I'm super busy in my practice, but I also have colleagues that are so overwhelmed. And I just thought, like, if we can make the holidays a little bit more peaceful for other people and, it would just benefit everybody moving through the holidays and also into the new year.
Absolutely. And what a cool way to end the year and also start the holiday, right? Because
Exactly.
It's Friday before Christmas. I know I personally have family coming into town today. And as much as I love them and I'm excited to see them, it still can be, stressful. And so that was why I was grateful that you were generous enough to offer to give this gift to everybody, as well as, again, I can't shout out Sam Novak enough. Super appreciate you.
Yeah, very
Super
much.
excited to have you on the show very soon. I know you can speak to a lot of what we're talking about today. So I'm really excited to have you. Can't wait until we get that squared away. And so the couple little admonishments I got to give, right? Because
Exactly.
I am still an attorney by day. And so I'm worried everybody out there, as we do this session, Tammy's going to walk you through some breathing techniques, some calming techniques, and then also, obviously, some hypnotherapy. So it's vital, all of you driving out there, do not listen to this while driving. Do not close your eyes while driving or operating that wheel saw or any other heavy machinery. Today is not the day during this session. So please turn that off, pull over, get to a safe place, a comfortable place. And one of the techniques that you're going to be walking everybody through.
Well, you're going to. That was your role in all of this.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about breathing.
Okay, let's talk about breathing.
Yeah, because breathing is going to be very important for this practice in particular. And I guess the first question is why? Why is it important? Breathing is going to play a vital role in this because it makes us more present within our body. It slows down all the functions that are going on. Hopefully, slows down your mind. If you think about it, when you're anxious, when you're stressed, when you're running around, what does your heart rate do, and what does your breathing rate do? Increases, right?
Yeah.
What we're going to try today is do some long, slow breaths to slow down the mind, slow down the body. And if you think about if anxiety makes your breath rate increase, what does sleeping do? It brings it down.
That's right.
So this will almost be a mimic of that, which is, again, why it's important to pull over, not drive. And so there are many different types of breathing techniques. You mentioned earlier you had done some resonant breathing earlier. There's breath of fire. There's all kinds of breathing techniques. But ours is going to be very, very simple.
Yeah.
And it's something that everybody can do. And so please don't get intimidated when I'm talking about breathing techniques. This is something you do 30,000 times a day. We're just going to slow it down a little bit. And
we're going to take control of it, right? Because our goal in this is to put the nervous system to sleep while the higher mind kind of stays up.
Right. And that'll allow us to go deeper within ourselves and make this a little bit more effective.
Right.
And so when we're talking about breathing, it's going to be very simple. Like I said, we're going to do a deep inhale through your nose. Full exhale, slightly slower than the inhale was, is how I prefer to do it. And we're going to do several of those until we get to a point where we feel like we're a little more relaxed, a little more present. And at some point during this, Tammy may tell you that just let your breath return to your normal rhythm. She may tell you to take other deep breaths, but she will guide a little bit. But the important thing is a long inhale through the nose, slightly slower exhale through the nose or mouth. Each of us
prefer not the mouth.
Okay.
Because we're taking control of the breath. And we get the most breath in when we use the nose and most breath out when we use the nose. That's why little infants don't use their mouth to breathe.
No question. I was going to give a little caveat.
Yeah.
If anybody's like me and has some sinus issues, until I had sinus surgery, I was unable to breathe solely through the nose.
Right.
And so a slight opening of the mouth can sometimes help if you have breathing issues already. But in general, we want to do in through the nose, out through the nose. And while you're doing that too, one of the benefits that I notice is if I notice my jaw, right? If I let it hang just slightly, a little bit more, if I relax the muscles in my face and my neck, it allows me to get into a deeper state and really benefits me. Another slight, simple technique that you can use to return yourself to your breath is to put your hand on your stomach and or your chest, and you can feel the rise as you breathe in and it's sinking in as you breathe out. It can help you remain present in your breath, and that's going to be vital for what you're going to be teaching us today, right?
Yeah, and if you are stuffy, there is a really good technique that you can use to unstuff yourself. One is you take a small breath in and then out. Don't try to take the full breath in through the nose. And then take a little bit more in and then let it out. And a little bit more in and then let it out. And eventually your nasal passages will relax down and open up.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a good tip because a few years ago I wouldn't have been able to do this, and it's been a big benefit to me.
You can't do it now. Stop lying to people.
We're going to find out today, I guess.
Yeah.
But important to remember, it's going to be very beneficial today for the hypnotherapy, but it's also extremely beneficial in your daily life. If you're having a stressful moment, stopping to take these deep breaths, both slowly in and out, can really help to slow everything down, bring you back to the present moment, which is the only one you can control anyways. And so it's more than just a lesson for today for everybody listening.
Amazing. So let's get started. Today we're going to do something, and I kind of touched on this last time about different techniques that you can use to start reducing things and looking at things. So one of the ones that I talked about last week was drawing boxes and putting things into the box. Well, today we're going to actually use that methodology when you're down within yourself. So let's get going.
Without further ado, let's get it.
Without further ado. And we're going to put on some music to just relax. So, everybody, just start by allowing your eyes to close, or you can focus on some wall in the room or the ceiling or even the screen in front of you until your eyes just can't stay open any longer. And start taking some nice, easy, deep breaths in and out of your nose only, slowing the breath down so that the next one is even slower than the one before. Begin to notice the tensions and the stresses and the emotions that you have been carrying around for the last seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, and even years, starting to move away from the body, away from the mind. It's kind of interesting that the more we allow our bodies to relax, the more our minds are willing to relax. And the more the mind relaxes, the deeper into ourselves we're willing to go. And the deeper we go, the more safe, the more loved, accepted, understood, supported, relaxed, peaceful, and clearer you become. And the deeper you go, the better you feel. And the better you feel, the deeper you will want to go. Now, I want you to use your imagination for a little while. The kind of imagination you used so often when you were just a little kid. The kind of imagination where you created everything around you and nobody could ever tell you what you created wasn't real. The kind of imagination that was free to create anything you wanted. The kind of imagination that could, in fact, create everything around you. And let's begin to get a sense, a knowing, an understanding, a feeling, or an image of a certain color. The first color that comes to mind is the right color for you to use today. Don't second guess it. And I want you to begin to sense or feel or understand or know or imagine. There's a rope made out of this color. And I wonder if you're going to make that rope one solid piece of rope, or will you make it many little strands that create one solid piece of rope? Maybe, just maybe, you're going to find yourself making that rope in a way you hadn't even thought of before. It doesn't matter how you make that rope, because I know that you're going to make it absolutely right for you at this time. And I'd like you to get the sense or the knowing, the understanding, the feeling, the image that the rope is in front of the bottom of your feet. The interesting thing is that the rope in a certain color that you created has two ends. There's one in front of the right foot and one in front of the left foot. Allow yourself to feel the comfort and the safety and the peace of that rope that's filled with that healing, soothing energy of that particular color. Now, because you and only you are in full control of this process, we're going to leave one end right in front of one of your feet and begin to let the other end move down through the floor under you. You'll decide whether that's going to be the left side or the right side of the rope. But in your mind's eye, begin to let that rope move down, down, down through the floor, through the dirt, and through each and every layer of what you perceive the earth to be, until you get the understanding, the knowing, or the image that it has reached what you consider the core of the earth to be. And when it has reached what you consider the core to be, go ahead and wrap it tightly around that core, making a knot at the top, but keeping a little bit of it above the knot. Balancing, centering, grounding, anchoring it solidly to that core. And when you have determined that it is as balanced and centered and grounded and anchored the way you know it should be for you, let that little free part at the top start expanding longer and longer, moving back up through each and every layer of the earth, expanding longer as it goes, back through the dirt, back through the floor, and right there side by side with the other end of the rope. Now let the bottom of the rope to about the center of your feet come together and combine into one piece of rope with two free ends. And begin to allow each end of the rope to start moving through each one of your big toes, balancing, centering, grounding, anchoring yourself more and more in this moment as you allow all of the stresses and tensions and emotions that have been placed in any bones, muscles, tendons, ligaments, blood vessels, arteries, veins, organs, tissues, joints, and every teeny tiny cell. Let go and move far, far away, flowing through the second toe, and now the third, then the fourth, and into the baby toe. Take a moment and notice how much you notice this relaxation and peace. It's so relaxing that you decide to move that color up into the top of your feet. And down, down, down through the bottoms, into the ball, and the arch, and the heel. Up into the ankles, expanding through the ankle joint. Into the shins and the calves. Moving up the lower legs into the calf. You might even find yourself starting to experience a sensation of heaviness or lightness, maybe a warmth or a cooling sensation, perhaps even a tingling feeling or some other sensation. And that's nothing to worry about. That's just your higher mind presenting you with your conscious awareness to let you know that you are trusting yourself to let go and go deeper and deeper and deeper still into your very safe, very loving, very accepting, very understanding, very supportive, very encouraging, very non-judgmental, non-critical, healing, natural state of being. And you can use all the sounds around you simply as a tool to prompt yourself to let go and go deeper. Every thought that crosses your mind as you acknowledge it, moving past to go deeper still. Every breath that you take, every beat of your heart, and every word that I say as you find yourself taking the sound of my voice with you wherever you find yourself going, to go even more deeply within. Move that peace and relaxation up into the knees, letting the knees release all the stress and tension from the back of the knees and the sides of the knees, flowing down, down, down the kneecaps, expanding into the knee joint, moving up into the thighs, flowing down the inside of the thighs and the outside of the thighs, down into the underneath of the thighs, letting go of all the stresses and tensions and emotions in the legs and sinking even deeper into the surface that you're on. Continue moving that energy up into the stomach, relaxing all the muscles in the stomach, sensing the color, the comfort, the healing moving into the bladder and the kidneys, the bowel and the pancreas, the liver, the spleen, through the large and the small intestines, flowing into the digestive system, the gallbladder, up into the chest, letting go of all the stresses and tensions, emotions that you've held, that you're ready and willing and wanting to let go of. Bringing more and more peace and relaxation in with each and every healing, oxygen-filled breath in, and relieving more and more of what you're ready, willing, and wanting to let go of with each easy breath out. Up into the heart, relaxing all the muscles of the heart, relaxing the valves and the arteries, allowing your true heart to open more and more as you begin allowing yourself to experience things from this moment in life in a more peaceful, comforting, and loving way. Move your full attention, awareness, and focus. And what I mean by that is that your eyes are closed, but they're as if they're open, and you're just moving your awareness. And I'd like you to move it to that very first bone in the base of your spine. And in your mind's eye, I want you to create a little ball in whatever color you're using. Make it the most comforting, healing, and peaceful ball of energy that you can make it. And I wonder, will you make that ball translucent or solid? I don't know. But I do know you'll make it as you need to make it for you. And when you have it exactly how you know it should be, I go ahead and put little green speckles into it. Now, if you're using green, then make the speckles a different shade of green. And I want you to put it in that very first vertebrae at the base of your spine. I wonder how you experience it. Is it warm or cool? Maybe it's tingling or calming. Could be peaceful. Does it have some other sensation that allows you to feel confident, to allow yourself to let go and go even deeper within yourself? And I'm going to begin to count from 28 down to 1. And I want you to allow that feeling to move up into each and every one of the vertebrae in the spine. And somehow, some way, the energy is going to expand out to the left and the right side of the back and the sides, allowing you to let go of even more of the stresses and tensions and emotions that you're ready and willing and wanting to let go of. Notice the body sink deeper into the surface as the mind shifts up into a higher level of awareness with each bone. Up we go. 28. So safe. 27. So secure. 26. So surrounded by love and support. 25. Drifting and floating. 23. Floating and drifting. 22. Deeper relaxed. 21. Deeper at peace. 20. So confident. 19. Just letting go. 18. Drifting. Deeper and deeper. 17. 16. 15. 14. 13. 12. And deeper still. 11. 10. And because you and only you are in control, 9. You're going to decide how fast you let go. 8. Into your very safe, very loving, very supportive, very encouraging. 7. Very clear, very healing. 6. Natural state of being. 5. 4. All the way up the neck. 3. 2. And on the next number, like you're standing under the most soothing, comforting, healing waterfall, cascading down. See it, feel it, understand it, sense it. 1, moving down the left and the right side of your neck, flowing down, down, down into the top of your shoulders. Just allowing all the weight that's been weighing you down and holding you back. Let go. Continue to move it down through the arm joints and rotator cuffs, down through the upper arms, through the elbows and expanding into the elbow joints, flowing down the lower arms and through the wrist and the top of your hands and the palms, continuing to allow all that very, very heavy weight to move out of the thumbs, index fingers, middle fingers, ring fingers, pinky fingers. Take a moment and realize how you're becoming lighter and clearer as you move your full attention and awareness up into the throat, opening the throat more and more as you relax the throat muscles, the trachea, the larynx, the esophagus, the voice box, moving that peace and relaxation into the chin, into the jaw, allowing the teeth and gums to let go and relax, flowing that energy into the mouth, under the tongue, into the tongue, the roof of the mouth, flowing out of the lips into the cheeks and the temples, flowing down, down, down the ears, letting the eardrums and ear canals relax down and open wider and wider. So you begin to pay more and more attention to your own internal knowledge and wisdom and insight that will guide you in every way. Not through a thought or an emotion, but through a solid inner knowing. Moving that healing color up into the nose, letting the left and the right side of the nasal passages relax down and open wider and wider. So your breathing becomes even easier and more healing. And you easily, effortlessly, and very successfully notice that cool tingling sensation with each and every healing, oxygen-filled breath in, and the warm sensation as you continue to let go of more and more of the stresses, the tensions, and the emotions with each easy breath out. Moving that color up into the eyes, releasing all the tension in the eyes and letting the eyeball muscles and blood vessels and cells relax down even deeper. Letting your true eyes open wider and wider. Moving that peace and comfort into the back of your head. Feeling the head let go and sink deeper into the surface. Moving the relaxation into the forehead and the top of the head. And let's just take a moment and notice how much more relaxed and at peace you are in this moment than when you started the process just a few moments ago. Now let's use the imagination again and begin to feel, sense, understand, know. Imagine yourself standing in front of the most amazing, welcoming elevator. And I wonder what you're going to make that elevator door out of. Some type of wood or metal. Maybe some type of glass or stone or crystal. I don't know exactly. And it doesn't really matter. You're going to make that door out of whatever it is meant to be made out of for you. And no matter what the door is made out of, you begin to get the sense, the knowing, the understanding, the feeling, or the image of your own reflection at some level being reflected back in some way. And I'm going to begin to count back from 5 down to 1. And we're going to go back through the body, the mind, the thinking. And whatever you weren't ready, willing, or wanting to let go of just a few moments ago that you now find yourself ready and willing and wanting to let go of. When I reach the number 1 and that elevator door opens, you're going to find yourself doing just that easily, effortlessly, and very successfully. 5. Back through your toes, the feet, the shins, the calves, back through your knees, thighs, buttocks, hips. 4. Back through the stomach, the chest, the left side of your back, and then the right. Back through each and every bone in the spine. Back through the shoulders, the top of your arms, the elbows, the lower arms, your wrists and hands and fingers. 3. Back through your throat, the chin, the jaw, back through your mouth, your lips, cheeks, temples, the back of your head, your neck, your eyes, ears, nose, back through the forehead and the top of your head. 2. Back through every muscle, every tendon, every ligament, every joint, every bone, every organ, every tissue, every blood vessel, every artery, every capillary, every vein, and every teeny tiny cell. And on the next number, whatever you're ready, willing, and wanting to let go of, you will as you take a step on to that elevator. 1. And the elevator door opens, and as you walk onto it, you notice how safe and comforting and supported it is. You also notice how much lighter and clearer and peaceful you feel. As you stand there, you find yourself experiencing a deep sense of self-love, acceptance, support, encouragement, all around you. You look around the elevator and you notice a panel of numbers from 1 up to 10 or 10 down to 1, in front of you or in back of you, to the left of you or to the right of you. And you begin to get the sense that if you choose to go down this elevator, that you're going to really trust yourself and allow yourself to go into an even deeper state of relaxation, safety, acceptance, love, support, understanding, balance, non-thinking, non-judgmental, non-critical, healing, clearer, natural state of being. Your true eyes are going to open wider and wider as to what you need to let go of and what you need to bring in to create a holiday of peace, relaxation, joy, happiness, just for you. Remembering that we have this moment with other people. It's the only moment that we get. We have to decide how we want to spend it. You find yourself standing there and thinking for a long time, wondering if you're really ready for this. After a long time, you decide that you are, and you press the number 10. And the elevator door closes. 9. And the elevator starts to move down slowly. 8. And you begin to experience an even deeper level of safety, love, and support within yourself. 7. Letting go and going even 5 times deeper within. With each floor down you go. 6. So safe and so secure. 5. so fully in control of this process. 4, drifting and floating. Floating and drifting. 3, deeper relaxed. 2, deeper at peace. And the elevator slows down. And on the next number, it will stop and the doors are going to open. And you're going to find yourself at the top of the most amazing, welcoming, loving, glowing, healing hallway you could ever imagine. 1. And the doors open and you step off. You notice that you feel more relaxed and lighter and clearer and at peace than maybe you could ever remember yourself feeling before. You find yourself a little surprised that you were able to allow yourself to go this far within. As you continue to take steps forward to experience this very pleasurable feeling at every level of yourself, physically, emotionally, spiritually, giving yourself this moment of peace, even if you just allow it in this particular moment. You continue to walk forward and notice there are 3 boxes around you. 1 is to the left and 1 is to the right, and 1 is right in front of you. You stop and you look at the boxes and wonder, what are these boxes doing down here? Somehow, some way, you begin to get and imagine a thought, a feeling, or a knowing of the past holidays that have been stressful, uncomfortable, not much fun at all, seeming more like an obligation rather than an opportunity to have time with people you love. You become more aware at some level that it would be best for you to take a closer look at those holidays and see what you didn't and did like about them. You move your full attention and awareness and focus to just one of the main issues that has caused so much stress and maybe angers and resentments in past holidays with the people you've been with. You decide that you can take one particular situation, also represents the repeated problem of the holiday for you. You look at it more closely with your open eyes and realize that that problem can actually be separated out into all of its component parts. You realize that you often think of a problem or a conflict of being just one thing, but you can clearly see now that it never is. It clearly comes into view when in an instant you realize that the problem or conflicts are always made of many different things, many facets, many aspects, many points of views, many interpretations and perceptions, contributions from all kinds of sources, old things and new things, important things and trivial things. And you can see that all of these come together to create what we think of as a problem or a conflict. So the first thing that we're going to do is let all those parts separate out again. And soon you're going to notice that they can be put into 1 of 3 groups. So I want you to look at the box on your right, and I want you to decorate it in your own mind to represent from other people. And in big letters, I want you to write the letters from other people. FROMOTHERPEOPLE. And in that box, I want you to put all the parts of the problems or the conflicts that are brought from other people. Now, I know it's always tempting to think that the whole problem or conflict is brought by other people. But when we can look at things without thoughts or emotions, we can clearly see that that simply is just not true. It is true, however, that some of the parts of the conflict are brought by other people. And these are the parts of the problem or the conflict that go into that box on the right. Now look at the box on the left. I want you to decorate that to represent facts. And in big letters, I want you to write F-A-C-T-S on it. In this one, I want you to put the things that are simply the facts. For instance, suppose someone making arrangements for a holiday dinner is at a certain place or a certain person's house that you're not excited to go to. The fact is that is where dinner is going to be served can go into the facts box. However, there may be something about the person who made the decision that needs to go into that first box. And there may be something about your reaction, perception, or interpretation to it that needs to go into the box in front of you, which of course is the box for those parts of the problem that we bring to it ourselves. In this case, that you bring to it yourself. So I would like you to decorate that box in front of you to represent yourself. And in big letters, I want you to write your own first and last name on it. In that box, I want you to put all the parts of the problem that you actually bring to it. Usually these have to do with our reactions, our fears, our aggravations, our irritations, anxieties, pains, prides, frustrations, low tolerances, various past experiences and hopes and expectations that someone will interact in a different way than they usually do. All the things that are special for you in this particular situation. They all go into that third box in front of you. Now, when you have all the parts of the problem separated out into their appropriate boxes, I want you to take that first box on the right, the one that is labeled from other people, and you pick that one up, and as hard as you can, you throw it as far away from you down that hallway, as far as you can, far, far away. Because we can't change other people. Oh, of course, they might change. But it will be because of their needs and their motivations and not because of our demands nor to meet our specifications. They are who they are and they do what they do. Remember, if you want to be who you are and do what you want, you have to allow others to do the same. Even if you don't agree with it. Even if it's not something you would do. So don't waste any of your time or energy on those parts of the problem or conflict that are brought to it by other people. Just throw the box away. Now take that box from the left of you, the one that's labeled facts, and you throw that one even further down the hallway than the last one. We can't change the facts. The situation may change, yes, but that's different. Then we would have a new set of facts. For now, what you have identified as the facts in this situation cannot be changed. So you just throw that box away. So now if you look at what has been so stressful from past holidays, you'll find that it has a different configuration now. For one thing, it's a whole lot smaller because you have thrown two big, heavy parts of it away. And for another, those parts of the stress and the conflict that are left are the parts that you can actually do something about if you choose. And you know when you have control and power to actually do something, It's very, very different feeling than when you feel powerless or helpless or out of control. And so we come to that third box. Here you may want to separate things out a little further. For instance, there may be something that you bring to that situation that makes it more stressful for you that you truly can't change, no matter how much you wish you could. Something from the past might be an example. Although you could change your perception and interpretation of the past situation if you choose to see it in a more loving and peaceful way. But you can't change what has already happened. If there is some part of the stress or the conflict that you bring to it that you choose not to change at this time, that's okay. Then put it into a separate box and send it wiggling away down the hallway with the first two boxes. Now shift your awareness up and pay attention even closer now, because this is very, very important. There may be some parts of the stress or the conflict that you bring to it that you're not ready, willing, or wanting to change right now. And that's perfectly okay. No matter what the reason is or how other people may see it or label it, doesn't matter. Other people's perceptions, interpretations, and opinions belong to them, not you. So you can put other people's perceptions, interpretations, and opinions into that first box instead of holding on to them. Remember, we're going to make room for a new holiday experience you want and desire, full of peace, relaxation, happiness, joy, freedom. So now if you look at that stress or the conflict, you can clearly see that there are just one or two things left that you actually bring to it and that you can and are willing to change. Now you have cleared out the things that you have perceived, interpret as stressful or confrontational, which has held you back from having a holiday that is relaxed, peaceful, free, happy, joyful, and fun to be with the people you love. You have the opportunity to spend that moment with them. That moment may be all you get. So you continue to walk down that hallway, feeling even lighter and clearer than you can even remember feeling in a long, long time, if ever. As you continue to walk, you notice there's a door to the right of you. And you find yourself drawn to that door with a clarity and an understanding of being able to create the most peaceful, stress-free holiday for yourself, no matter who's there or what they say or do. You put your hand on the doorknob, and I'll begin to count from 10 down to 1, and you're going to create the most amazing holiday for yourself. Allow all of your senses to come into play. 10. Bring in the most amazing, comforting, and healing colors. I wonder what colors those will be. Maybe some type of blue or pink or red or green. Maybe it'll be a purple or a yellow or an orange, or maybe, just maybe, you'll find yourself bringing in colors you hadn't even thought of before. But you could be very, very assured that whatever colors come in are the right ones. 9. Bringing in the most comforting textures. You know, the kind of textures like when you're wearing your favorite sweatsuit or outfit or under your favorite blanket and you feel so peaceful, so comforted, so safe. 8. Bringing in the most amazing, wonderful, peaceful scents. Perhaps it'll be a smell of the light salt that the ocean has, or the trees in the mountains, moss in the jungle, maybe rain after a nice healing rainstorm, or even when the snow melts in the spring. Perhaps it's a meal that someone once made for you and you felt so loved by them. Maybe it's even the scent of a candle. 7. Bringing in the most amazing people that you have enjoyed being with, that you have so much fun with, that you could just be yourself and feel accepted and loved and good enough. Accepted just as you are. 6. 5. Bringing in the most amazing, beautiful sounds. The sounds of joy and happiness, laughter, peace. 4. 3. Bringing in the perfect temperature. Not too warm and not too cold. Just perfect for you. 2. Really seeing this, sensing this, understanding this, knowing this, feeling this creation within yourself, and on the next number, turning that doorknob, walking through that door, and being exactly where you've created. 1. From this place deep within yourself, you can understand and clearly see that the holiday can be the most peaceful, happy, and fun thing you do all year. You can clearly see that the people you are spending holidays with are the people you love the most and want to make it the best holiday memory for yourself. Because remember, we may not be able to spend another holiday with them, as this could be the last, and so, therefore, it should be the best, happiest, most peaceful, loving, joyous one for ourselves. Creating the most amazing memories for ourselves and them during this holiday and all others. Making a commitment between the conscious and the subconscious mind that if you even feel yourself begin to get stressful or annoyed or irritated, that the subconscious can prompt you in some way to remember that life is too short to have any non-peaceful interactions or thoughts. You can find yourself with a big, relaxing, and confident smile that emanates out from every part of your being. And with that, you walk back to the door. And as you step outside, you notice that everything has already begun to change in a more peaceful and loving and happy way for you. You walk back down the hallway to the elevator, and again, you are presented with your own reflection. You thank yourself for doing the work that you've done today, for doing the work at this level at all. You make a commitment to yourself to bring back all of this knowledge, all of this wisdom, all of the healing back into your full conscious awareness and into your outer life. Finding yourself more peaceful and excited about the amazing experience of this coming holiday is going to be for you. Remind yourself how much you love yourself, respect yourself, believe in yourself, support yourself, understand yourself. What an amazing, amazing person you really are, with many amazing gifts to share with others and many amazing gifts that have yet to be shared with you. And with that, the elevator door opens and you take a step on. And you know confidently with each floor up you go, you're going to become more energized, more light and peaceful, more alert, aware, and awake, calm and relaxed. 1, slowly, easily, and peacefully starting to return to your full conscious awareness. 2, with each floor up you go, you become more and more alert, aware, and awake. 3, bringing all the changes at the higher mind back into the conscious awareness in your outer life. 4, more energized, aware, and awake. 5, back to the room. 6, noticing things around you getting louder and louder. 7, more alert, aware, and awake. 8, starting to move your arms and legs. 9, feeling lighter, more peaceful, and better than you have felt in a long time. And on the next number, when you're ready, take a deep breath in. As you release it, open your eyes and find yourself wide awake. 10. Wide awake. How'd you do, Christopher, since you did it?
I definitely did it, and I really enjoyed it. One of my favorite kind of way to analyze once I'm done with it is how do I feel compared to when I started. And it is very clear that I feel much more calm, ready to kind of tackle what's next, and with a little more confidence, a little more self-love. So, and one of the things I like the most about hypnotherapy is that I know that I did the work, and in my higher mind, I'm going to continue to do that work, right? That it's not just done.
Right.
And I love that concept, and I feel confident going into the weekend with some of the benefits of the stuff that I worked on and you helped me work on. So it was great.
The interesting thing about working at that level is it doesn't stop.
Right.
You know, just because someone stops coming to see me or another hypnotherapist, the work at that level continues on because we're just more aware at that level.
Right.
And so it's easier to kind of move things like away from you, right?
No question. The visualization and the hypnotherapy, it helps you to process those things at such a deeper level.
Yeah.
And so, thank you for doing that.
Of course, when we get in to do some deep work, it's not visualizing very much.
Of course.
Yeah.
But for this one, it was. And I hope that everybody out there listening to it really enjoyed it.
Benefits from it.
And from it.
If anybody has any questions or has a hard time engaging in this process, all they have to do is reach out to us at ourtruthmedia@gmail.com, and we'll be more than happy to help out in any way we can.
No question. So ourtruthmedia@gmail.com. Email us some questions. Maybe you want to tell us a little bit about your experience, how it went. We'd love to hear it. You can also find us on Facebook under the same name, or My Truth, Your Truth, Someone's Truth. Please reach out to us.
Facebook or YouTube.
Yeah.
And I'd be interested, not just how people do with the process, but how their holidays actually went afterwards.
Yeah, I'll report back. You'll at least get my report. And
I don't want your report.
Oh, you're going to hear it anyways.
Yeah, I know.
Last thing I'll say is, let's say somebody wanted to re-listen to this and re-experience it. Is that something that's beneficial? Is it more of a live thing? What type of experience does that need to be?
No, it's definitely beneficial, and actually putting it on before you go to bed at night can be even more beneficial. And this is actually, I very rarely make tapes or like live like this. So this was kind of interesting for me to do. Although people have asked me several times to do it, but the problem just with me in doing it is that each session that I do is so unique to that particular moment that I don't want people attaching to it and listening to it over and over. But this one is so general that it would be fine to go ahead and listen to it and work out at that level for yourself.
Perfect. Yeah, I wanted to ask that because I know people might want this throughout the rest of the holidays, and if they weren't in a place where they could enjoy it to its full extent and do the real deep work, I wanted them to be able to do it later. So, all right, we are out of time.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, Tammy.
You're so welcome. Thank you.
That's a great way.
Thank our listeners for the opportunity to do this. And, just make sure if you decide you're going to do it again, to be in a safe place, a place where you feel very safe and very protected.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again. My Truth, Your Truth, Someone's Truth. And we'll see you soon. Sam Novak, can't wait to meet you and have our interview. Take care.
Make
Happy
it an
holidays.
amazing holiday for yourself.
Yes, thank you.